Hi guys, time for an expat update. It's probably a little echoey in here because we have no furniture. But good news, the best news ever is we finally have a kitchen. The guys came and installed it today and yesterday. They just left, it's totally finished. There's one spot that they need to come back and fix a little bit of drywall. I think they said they're gonna come do it next week. Communication is kind of hard here because a lot of people don't speak English and I don't speak it really any German yet. I can say like 3 words. So that's pretty tough. But we try, everyone tries, and it's okay. So that's our biggest news. Our other big news is we're getting our car today. So we've been here for about 2 weeks. I know our arrived in Germany thing video wasn't that long ago, but we're finally caught up now, and we went to Bruges over the weekend. That was our last video, and now here we are doing our expat update. So we've been having a rental, and it's a big old van that's really annoying to drive here. So we went and visited a bunch of car dealerships. Derek visited a whole bunch before he came back to get us, and we decided to get the Citroen, I think is how it's pronounced. It looks kind of like, you know what, let me just pull up a picture on my phone. There we go. So that's what it looks like. Ours is just black. We didn't get any fancy colors or anything like that because the automatic was the only one available in black. And Derek wanted an automatic in case he wanted me to drive. But just between you and me, I'm not driving anywhere here. People are crazy. People are crazy. And the roads are small. I want nothing to do with it. I decided to name him Winston because I feel like he kind of looks like an English bulldog. So we're naming him after Winston Churchill. So kitchen, car, what else is going on? It's really hard to live in a country where you can't communicate on a daily basis. Especially I'm sure I'd feel this way in any country, but Yoshi, I'll cuddle you later. Germany is a very rule-abiding country, which I absolutely love. There's a way to do things and everyone does it that way. The problem is there's no rule book. People just know how to do these things because they were born and raised here. So there's a lot of correcting that happens on a daily basis, and it's very aggressive correcting, and I was warned about it in our cultural training before we moved here. And they said, don't take it personally. It's gonna sound really rude when someone corrects you and tells you how to do something because you're doing it wrong. It's not personal. That's literally just how the German people are. So, okay, fine. I was prepared, I guess, for that, but I wasn't prepared. I feel like on the daily, multiple times a day, I'm being corrected and told how to do things. And it makes you feel really bad about yourself. Because A, I don't understand what they're saying, and B, I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong. Here's an example. I was in line at the post office the other day, and one of the other expats, her name is Anne, and she has a daughter who is about 7 months old, and so she needed to go to the post office. So we were in line together at the post office, and it was a really long line, and she had to run over and grab a pack of envelopes. So I have my baby in the stroller, I have her baby in the stroller, and the line's moving, and Anne is grabbing some envelopes. So no big deal. I'm moving Anne's baby forward, and then I'm moving Zoe forward, then Anne's baby, then Zoe's. And some old woman came up to me and started yelling at me in German, and I have no idea what she was saying and no clue as to why she was shouting at me, because all I was doing was moving forward in the line. So I don't really know what the problem was here. So I just ignored her. I was just okay, and just ignored her. I have no idea why she was yelling at me. Another time, apparently we didn't move out of the way quick enough for this these people getting off the underground, the U-Bahn is what they call it here, the underground train, like the metro or whatever. And we moved out of the way, but we left the babies parked kind of by the doors because that's where the stroller parking is, which is a whole nother issue. I feel like there should be a separate like area for stroller parking, not in front of the doors. But there was room for people to like get through. There was only like 4 people getting off and no one was getting on. And he chose to talk, like correct us in a really like aggressive manner about how we need to move the babies out of the way. And it's just that all day long, everywhere you go. And it's exhausting and it wears on you. And like today, like one of the other girls and I, she's visiting her boyfriend, and her and I were out and about today. And we were on the U-Bahn and we checked our tickets. You know, you gotta punch them when you get in. And everything was fine. We punched our tickets, and then they sometimes come around and check your tickets, and then if you like don't have a ticket or you didn't punch your ticket or something like that, you get fined. But generally it's on like the honor system, which is actually pretty cool that people just like do it. But today, like these guys decided to, like they were checking the tickets, and our tickets were fine. They were a 4-use ticket. We had used, this was our 2nd use, and they checked at the 2nd stop. And they decided to like really aggressively come at us and talk about how it's a 4-use ticket. And we were like, yes, we've used it twice. And how it's only good for 3 stops. And we were like, okay, well, we're getting off at the 3rd stop. If it's only good for 3 stops, that's our stop anyways. And like, they were just being like really like aggressive for no reason at us, about, like trying to explain this when it's like, this doesn't need explaining, our ticket's fine, like we're literally getting off the train, like I don't know what the issue is here. So it's just really hard sometimes. And it's really hard when you don't understand the rules and you don't understand the language. So it's not even like I can communicate back to people that are like being aggressively corrective towards me. I can't even say back to them like, relax, like I've got this, like okay, or okay, thank you. I told Derek I wanted to learn how to say thank you for your opinion in German, and he said something to me in German, and I said, is that thank you for your opinion? And he said, no, that's thank you for your help. And I said, no, that's not what I want to learn, because these people are not being helpful, they're being rude. Maybe they are being helpful, but it's coming off as extremely rude. And so I want to be able to say, thank you for your opinion. And Derek was like, it's not personal, Nicole. Like, don't get upset. It's just the way it is. But it's hard not to take it personally because it feels very personal. So that's where we are with that. Bright side, check out my earrings. They're little like ornaments. Got them for €1. Found the best like Christmas store ever. Everything was like super, super cheap. It actually wasn't even a Christmas store. They just had like a really good Christmas section. It was like just a really cheap catch-all store. I don't even know, because they had like marble cutting boards for like €10. They had glasses for like €1, like drinking glasses. They had like office supplies. They had like a bunch of Christmas things. It was the craziest store, and I loved it because it was super cheap. So maybe they'll rot my ears off, but I don't even care because they're super cute. And I'm super excited. We've been going to some Christmas markets. We'll be doing a video on that really soon because the Christmas markets here in town are up, and it's so fun, so fun. What else is going on? I had to get a German cell phone, so I had to let go of my American number, which was really hard, and change over to a German number. There's so many numbers. So many numbers. But it seems to be working really well. If you're trying to communicate overseas with people, get the app WhatsApp. It uses data, so be aware of that. But it's great. You can text, you can call, you can share photos, all of the same stuff you normally do, you can do on the app for free. So like my whole family has it, my friends have it, and that's how we've been communicating back and forth, and it's actually been really great. And that's how everyone over here, like all of us expats communicate is through WhatsApp, and you can do group chats, which is really fun. We have some fun Thanksgiving plans coming up this weekend, so all of us are on like a little Thanksgiving chain together, talking about what we're bringing, when people are leaving, you know, all that fun stuff. But so it's a good app. So if you're looking for a way to communicate in different countries or something like that, download this app. It's really, really wonderful. Yeah, so I think for the most part, I'm learning to navigate the city. It's super helpful to have another expat mom. We hang out every day and just go adventuring. And the weather's hard because it's so cold here right now. Derek says I've gone soft because it's nothing compared to the Midwest in Michigan where we used to live. And I said, yeah, I have gone soft. We've lived on the West Coast for 8 years. So this is cold. And like Zoe hates wearing her mittens. She hates having a hat on. She hates having a blanket on. It's just, I look like a terrible mom because my child won't keep anything warm on her body. So we're working on that. I think for the most part, we're adjusting really well. Like I said, it's a huge relief to have a kitchen now. Living for those 2 weeks without a kitchen with a toddler was really hard. If it was just Derek and I, it wouldn't have been as huge of a deal. They eventually, the guys installing it were very nice because we lived for about a week without a fridge even. And so that was really hard because she has milk. Like, what are we supposed to do? And so we basically reverted all the way back to formula until we could finally get a fridge, and then we got back on track with milk. So now, like, that was fine. That was super helpful actually. But like it's not even like, you know how like going out to eat is like a treat? You know, generally it's like exciting, like, ooh, where are we gonna eat tonight? Like, this is great. It became a chore. It really became a chore. It was like, okay, like, do you want pizza again? I guess. Do you want burgers again? I guess. Like, it wasn't even fun. It was just exhausting to try and figure out where to eat every night, and then to try and figure out how to feed Zoe like breakfast and lunch and snacks and all of this stuff when we didn't have a way to prepare anything. So we went out to eat a lot. We went out to eat a lot for breakfast. There's actually a really good breakfast place not too far away that serves like a huge like yogurt plate with honey and fresh fruit, tons of fresh fruit and little granola crunchies, and then like good coffee. So we've literally been going there every day and getting that. And it's great because Zoe and I can share it, which is why I get it, because she can have yogurt, she loves fruit. It's like her best day ever. So we've been having that. And we really like that, but I'm tired of it. I want to feel like I'm home, and I haven't been able to feel like that. And I don't think it's going to feel like that until we get all of our stuff. I mean, we're literally living in empty rooms, which Zoe loves because she can just run. But I'm looking forward to like having a couch and being like, no, I don't want to go out tonight. Like, there's chili. I made chili. Stay tuned for that too, because normally we use ground turkey for everything, and I have yet to find ground turkey. We did find a turkey for Thanksgiving. That was an adventure, because you can't just go to the store and get a turkey. They don't do Thanksgiving here. So Derek had to call a butcher and get us a turkey. And then the problem became what size, because the ovens here are really small. I'll show you our oven in a second. We'll do a little tour of the kitchen. It's small. Like a cookie sheet will not fit in there. So I'm hoping the one at our rental house where we're going for Thanksgiving is a little bigger. The landlady said that a turkey will fit in the oven. So we'll see what happens. But we're working on like adjusting to everything. I think just my main pet peeve right now is that I am not fluent in German and I don't understand the rules here. So hopefully that'll become easier, and hopefully, I think I just need to get a little bit of a thicker skin about the way they go about correcting here, because everyone just follows the rules. Because I feel like, at least in the Midwest, where I'm from, and like the West Coast and stuff, where we lived before we moved here, it's like, no one really corrected you if you were doing something. I mean, they would if you were doing something super crazy, but or it was like behind your back, or it was like, oh, excuse me, like I was in line, or it was like a really polite correction. Like here, it's really aggressive. And I'm just not used to that. And to be honest, I'm sure they're not saying like really aggressive things to me in German. I think it's just their tone and the way it comes off is very aggressive. And German can be like a really nice language, although like, yes, it's a harsher language, but it doesn't need to be harsh. And so I don't think it's all the language. I think it's the way it's presented. So that's something I need to get used to. But other than that, we're loving it here. Derek's really liking his job. Zoe's loving it here. You know, she doesn't know any different. People are here, they're waving at her, so she's happy. So we'll do another expat update soon. Maybe when our stuff arrives here in a couple weeks, we'll let you know. We'll do a little filming of that. We've only got our air shipment so far. And with that just had like, she has a little chair that's her own, like shaped like a panda. And so that came, and then some toys and some clothes for her, and then our espresso maker, like I said. So now that we have a kitchen, I'm gonna get that all hooked up too and give that a go, and fingers crossed that works, because I would absolutely love to be able to make my own coffee and not have to go anywhere for it. That kind of wraps up our expat update for today. Oh, and I almost forgot to tell you guys about my new favorite store. It is TK Maxx. It's literally TJ Maxx, but they call it TK Maxx here. And it's like 4 floors, which is amazing. But I think it's hilarious that it's called TK Maxx, so I had to share. And if you have any questions at all about what it's like living in Germany, I haven't lived here long, but I might be able to answer them for you. I'm very excited to kind of transition like mom-wise, to learn a bit from the German moms and parents, because they do a lot more like free-range parenting here, where, I mean, kids are just taking the U-Bahn themselves. I saw this little, she must have been like 11, just jumping off. She was just going to the mall by herself, and I was like, that is crazy. I feel like we're very like hover parents in America, and that would not happen. So I'm trying to take a more relaxed approach to parenting. Not super relaxed, because my 1-year-old will run out in traffic, so we're not going to be that relaxed about it, but we're working on it. Oh, sorry, our radiator was making a really weird noise. It sounded like our cat was over there like eating something, but I'm looking at our cat over here. So that was really strange. It's a weird thing having radiators. I've never had them before, so getting used to that. They're like, I think they're water ones. Are all radiators water ones? Like I said, I have no idea. I've never had them before. They do a pretty good job heating the house, and I really like them because they don't get hot to the touch, so I don't have to constantly like be on top of Zoe, like telling her to not touch that it's hot, because I was really worried I was gonna have to do that. But no, they're just like slightly warm. Like you could like lay against them and you'd be fine. Really went off on a tangent there. Anyways. Okay, so this is our brand new kitchen. This is our microwave. It's like a spaceship. So the microwave's pretty large. It's like a normal size microwave, I guess. Maybe it just looks large in comparison to the small, tiny little oven. So we'll maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe it's bigger than I think, but it looks pretty small. We have this whole wall of like cupboard space. I've never had so much kitchen storage in my life. We'll use maybe a third of that. We're coming from a pretty small kitchen. It's pretty cool. They click open. And then it's just like tons of storage. So that's super fun. Here is, we got some nice shelves and a vent hood. All of this is cabinet storage, which is crazy. We have a nice little sink full of dirty dishes that are ready to go. Here's our view from our kitchen window. It leads into the back courtyard, so it's not the prettiest, but who cares? This is our dishwasher. We have a full-size dishwasher. I'm in love, I'm so excited. And then our fridge, check out our fridge. It's like a cool, like a vintage style fridge, which is really neat. And the freezer is huge for like European standards. I mean, come on, that's like, there's a pizza in there, there's some veggies already. Like that's a big freezer. And then to top it off, oh yep, there's our empty house. To top it off, we have this really cool bar area right here. I'm actually gonna get a bar for underneath here as well with some storage, so I can put her a bunch of toys there, like her kitchen toys, so she can sit in the kitchen and there'll be like, you know, like some wooden food or whatever just for her to play with while I'm cooking. And then it will be nice to have somewhere, because this is pretty tall. I mean, this comes up to my chest, so I can't really roll out pie dough or cookies or anything on there. So it'll be nice I have something that can slide under there and then slide out that I can work on and that slides back in. And then just to have that like two-tiered like serving space, because this is right next to the dining room for when we have people over. So we're super excited. We love our kitchen. We can't wait to like get cooking in it. And notice our light fixtures are super awesome, because as I've said before, German homes don't come with light fixtures. So we have to go to IKEA, get light fixtures, and then get an electrician to install them, because we're not gonna do that. Derek kind of wanted to, and I said no. And then eventually our stuff will come and it will actually look like a house. That wraps up our video for today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, let me know if you have any questions at all that I can answer for you. I'll do my best. And go ahead and follow us on Instagram at ourwildrootsvlog and Snapchat at ourwildroots for those sneak peeks of all of our adventures. And we'll catch you next time.